Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books, and I used to be a level 11 cleric thief. I was great at Dungeons & Dragons. I had a lot of fun playing with it. My brother was the dungeon master, but unfortunately, this new movie, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, is not good enough to be successful. Now, there was a lot of promotion by the trades. The industry wanted it to succeed. We're talking about Hollywood Reporter and Deadline trying to promote the movie, saying it was doing better than it actually was, but it really didn't do all that well, especially even in consideration compared to Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Why didn't this movie do well? Well, part of the problem was they decided to make it woke. It's incredible that they just keep doing this and doing this. I don't understand. Well, I mean, I get a sense of why they're doing it. They want to redefine culture, so they keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Look at this quote. They love emasculating leading men. In an interview with the directors and writers, it was learned they changed everything about the characters in order to fit their agenda, which is the definition of wokeness. Speaking with Variety, the directors of the flick revealed they intentionally emasculated the male characters and made the female characters look better. That's about as woke as you can get. Why do you need to do that? How is that on brand? It's as if literally nobody stands over these brands and says, excuse me, this is on brand, that is off brand. With Dungeons & Dragons, we never played the game to be emasculated. It was a power fantasy. It was a lot of fun. You could fight monsters and get gold and have your own castle. It was very cool at the time. This is not what you're supposed to be getting out of the Dungeons & Dragons franchise. Like Marvel, it's like they just take the name, they throw the name on their property, but the property has changed so far because they think that's what culture is supposed to be now, that nobody's actually interested in it. And what's worse for them is they released the movie, and now a few days later, Super Mario Brothers is coming out, and it's going to absolutely destroy this movie. So let's get into this article. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. Dungeons & Dragons box office bombs worse than Shazam. If you do the math, you can see the results. Exactly as they said would happen, and contrary to all the shilling going on by the trades, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves bombed at the box office, and it actually bombs worse than Shazam: Fury of the Gods. While websites like Deadline and The Hollywood Reporter kept reporting this weekend that Dungeons & Dragons would open to $40 million, making it sound like a big success so everyone would think it was good and they go rush out and see it to support the movie, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves opened less than $40 million and is now reported to have brought in only $38.5 million. And of course, the trades are even comparing things with the pandemic again, which is desperate and ridiculous. It's the pandemic's fault. That's why the movie isn't making money. Also, don't forget, Paramount actually debuted Dungeons & Dragons on Sunday and had screenings on Wednesday and Thursday, all of which count towards the total for Friday through the opening weekend. They get to add those extra days in and act as if those extra days were only the 3 days for the weekend. So they're pushing up the numbers any way they possibly can. But even with that, the numbers aren't high enough because the budget was high. How does Dungeons & Dragons compare to Shazam: Fury of the Gods? As there have been comparisons to Shazam: Fury of the Gods box office, which is considered a bomb, and it is a bomb. That Shazam movie did not work because it only opened to $30 million. Shazam: Fury of the Gods only cost $100 million to make, while Dungeons & Dragons cost $151 million to make. Dungeons & Dragons needed an opening box office weekend of $45.3 million just to match the success of Shazam's Fury of the Gods because of the additional budget. If you reverse the math, with Dungeons & Dragons costing $151 million and bringing in $38.5 million on the flip side, Shazam: Fury of the Gods at $100 million would be as if it had brought in $25.5 million. Trades are reporting that Dungeons & Dragons is a success, or honorable or respectable is a total farce, while at the same time Shazam: Fury of the Gods is a big box office bomb. You know that these trades, Deadline, The Hollywood Reporter, have big problems with Warner Bros. Discovery because they are not taking on the woke agenda anywhere near the way that Disney and some of these other studios are doing. Even if Dungeons & Dragons matched and brought in $45.3 million, that would still be a bomb. It's $151 million plus marketing and promotion, and it's not likely to make its money back or break even. Super Mario Brothers will absolutely destroy Dungeons & Dragons. Super Mario Brothers is going to be released starting Wednesday. Now, they have problems on Rotten Tomatoes. The scores that are coming in on Super Mario Brothers are not good. It's still expected to open at $125 million, maybe more, much more than Dungeons & Dragons did. And what's more than that is the IMAX screens that Dungeons & Dragons had access to, they're gonna lose almost all of them. Because why would you run Dungeons & Dragons when you can run Super Mario Brothers? This is the movie that people are gonna wanna see. For one, because it's new. Two, because it's got better buzz associated with it. And three, because the other movie, Dungeons & Dragons, is just not doing as well. The timing is really, really bad for Dungeons & Dragons, but even more so, they didn't make a movie that people wanted to see. They had to destroy the characters. They had to emasculate men as part of the storyline. Hey, if that was the idea of the story, even if it was a good story and it was all executed well, it still is off-brand for Dungeons & Dragons, just the way it's off-brand for male superhero movies to make male superhero movies where they are not heroic and strong and powerful. That's not what people expect when they go and see and support a superhero movie, particularly not one that's branded, that has a whole history behind it. It's not going to work. So these things are not making money, and they're not going to make money. But if you thought that maybe Disney wasn't going to be destructive when it took over the Doctor Who franchise, check this story out. Doctor Who is bringing in an infamous drag queen to the cast. How is this supposed to help Doctor Who? And it was interesting because a couple months ago, I saw an article, I think I did a video about it. Doctor Who fans were concerned that Disney was coming in and they were going to start to finance and distribute Doctor Who. And Doctor Who fans were like, okay, you know, that's good, but we're a little bit concerned. And Disney's like, hey, don't worry about it. We're not going to mess up your franchise. We know what Doctor Who is all about. We just want to support it financially. We love what you've been doing. I mean, at some point, you have to start to catch on that maybe trusting Disney is not the best idea unless you do want to destroy and update and completely redefine the brand. But why are you acquiring and producing anything based on a brand if you're going to change what the brand is? Except that the main goal is just to destroy and eliminate the brand so it doesn't exist in popular culture anymore. From Giant Freaking Robot, Doctor Who is bringing on an infamous drag queen to the cast. Okay, so this is Jinx Monsoon. Jinx Monsoon, of course, is joining the cast of Doctor Who, exactly as you would have expected. Doctor Who is known for bringing in premier talent to support the world's most famous Doctor. The long-running science fiction television series has now made an announcement that will make fans of reality television ecstatic. So it's going to bring in all these new fans to Doctor Who. They're all going to just love science fiction from now on. According to Variety, RuPaul's drag queen alumni Jinx Monsoon will be joining the Doctor Who franchise. Showrunner Russell T Davies certainly seemed excited to be adding Monsoon, stating on his announcement that in a galaxy of comets and supernovas, Monsoon was the biggest star of all, before adding that Doctor Who will never be the same again. Well, that much you can be sure of. For their part, Monsoon relayed that they are honored, thrilled, and utterly excited to be joining Doctor Who, calling Russell T Davies a visionary and brilliant writer. There is only one cure to this. If you like it, you're going to be very happy because you're going to be able to get as much Jinx Monsoon as you can take in your Doctor Who franchise. If you don't like it, support independent creators who are working on their own ideas and who are not into selling out their brands for strange cultural Marxism. Now, maybe someone is sending a message to The Lord of the Rings. Another interesting article from Giant Freaking Robot. Lord of the Rings sets catch fire. Season 2 might be cursed. Lord of the Rings of Power had a small fire in a storage workshop. This incident, in addition to a horse recently dying on set, had led some to believe that season 2 of the Amazon series is cursed. Okay, so someone's trying to send someone a message from somewhere about Lord of the Rings. Perhaps it is cursed. Tell me what you think of that in the comments below. Also, let me know if you are excited for, of course, the addition of Jinx Monsoon to the Doctor Who franchise. Thank you, Disney. Obviously, you know, what more could you ask for? The biggest star of the universe, Jinx Monsoon, is now part of Doctor Who. Additionally, do you think that Super Mario Brothers is going to be a big hit? It seems like it is, but I'd love to see what you have to say about it. And are you going to go see Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves? If you do go see it, you're going to help the movie out, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But it looks like it's going to fail, so it'll probably be on a streaming service like Paramount Plus before too long. You might want to wait. You can see it cheaper. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Always love to see your comments. Really appreciate you guys. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.